Good morning, students. In today's lecture, we will discuss next important question from the one-act play, A Marriage Proposal, written by Anton Chekhov, who is the Russian writer. The question under discussion is theme of the one-act play, A Marriage Proposal. Students, in our previous lectures, we have discussed the play and some more important questions like character sketch of Lumov, character sketch of Natalia and Shubukov. And today we are going to discuss theme of a marriage proposal. This is also very important question. Let's now begin with the theme of the one act play. The theme of Anton Chekhov's one-act play, A Marriage Proposal, is human greed and vanity. Means, a marriage proposal is based on the theme of greed of human, greed of the people, and their vanity. Vanity means their showy nature, their showy and their egoistic nature. So the theme of this play is greed of the people and their showy nature, their vanity. The playwright exposes false sense of pride and humor which often blinds a person even to his best interests. In this play, the playwright means a writer who writes plays. The playwright exposes means he presents false sense of pride and humor which often blinds a person even to his best interests. In this play, the writer expresses the false sense of pride. Pride means ego, and humor means some funny elements which often blinds a person even to his best interests. Chekhov examines the true nature of the institution of marriage in his time. In this play, the writer is examining the true nature of marriage, institution of marriage in his times. The main idea of this play is that marriage is a business-like arrangement between two persons without romance or love. The writer says that in his times, marriage was a business-like arrangement between two persons. There was no romance, no love between both of those persons who were going to get married or who were married to each other. Chekhov illustrates this through two persons involved in a marriage proposal who argue and quarrel until they agree to get married. So this business-like arrangement or the pride, the humor, greed, vanity, all these things, the writer expresses through two characters of Lomov and Natalia who continue to argue and quarrel with each other over petty things until they agree to get married. The playwright knows that they will continue to do so even after their marriage when they quarrel with each other. At the same time, the playwright is he knows that both of them, Lumov and Natalia, will continue to quarrel, to argue with each other even after getting married. This one-act play revolves around three characters: Lumov, Natalia, and Shubukov, as we have already discussed in our previous lectures. The novel, there are three major characters, Lomov, Natalia, and Shubukov. All the three characters are interested in the marriage between Lomov and Natalia. Lomov and Natalia want to marry each other because they have no other choice, because both of them are of the marriageable age. Lomov is 35 years old and Natalia is 25 years old. So both are eager to marry. Lomov is 35 years old, thus he has already passed the marriageable age. Moreover, he suffers from a number of ailments. Ailments means ailments means diseases. Lomov suffers from number of diseases. Natalia is 25 years old. She desperately wants to get married. Shubkov is also interested in their marriage. Once Natalia is married off, he will be free from the responsibility of a father. So he thinks that once his daughter is married off, then he will be free from her responsibility. But the greed and vanity of each one of them becomes an obstacle. How? How their greed and vanity becomes an obstacle in the marriage of Lomov and Natalia? Because when Lomov comes to their house, they start quarreling over the ownership of meadows. Lomov comes to propose to Natalia. During formal conversation, Lomov says that his meadows touch her birch woods. When he comes to their house, to the house of Shubukov and Natalia, during their conversation, Lomov says that his meadows touch birchwoods of Natalia. Natalia's greed and possessiveness immediately come into play. She gets angry. She claims that the meadows belong to her. She is not ready to listen to any argument. Soon, Lomov and Natalia get engaged in a violent quarrel with each other. Shubko also comes there. His greed encourages him to take the side of his daughter. The result is that Lomov is rudely driven out of the house. He fails to propose to Natalia. When Lomov comes to Natalia's home, they start quarreling over the ownership of meadows. Shubukov, when he comes there, he also takes the side of his daughter, and the result is that Lomov is asked to leave their house by Shubukov, and so he fails to propose to Natalia for marriage. Lomov gets another opportunity for the proposal, but this time their vanity comes into play, their showy nature comes into play. Now, Lomov and Natalia quarrel over the superiority of their respective dogs. Lomov is not ready to accept that his dog Yugadi is inferior to any other dog. Lomov has a dog named Yugadi. Similarly, Natalia and Shubukov claim that their dog Utkai is better than Yugadi. The name of Lomov's dog is Yugadi, and the name of Natalia and Shubukov's dog is Utkai. Utkai. So all three of them think that their dog is inferior than the other one. They exchange hot words and fling mud at each other. Means they exchange hot words, means they quarrel with each other, and they fling mud at each other. They fling mud at each other means they use abusive language for each other. They start abusing each other's parents and grandparents. Thus, the false sense of pride and humor obstructs Lumov from making a proposal to Natalia. In the meanwhile, they start abusing each other and each other's parents and grandparents. Thus, the false sense of their pride and their humor obstructs Lumov from making his marriage proposal to Natalia. In the end, with the dawning of good sense on them, the marriage between Natalia and Lomov is solemnized. In the end, Shubuko gives the hand of his daughter into the hands of Lomov, and so the marriage between both of them, Natalia and Lomov, is solemnized. Thus, the play shows how important matters of life get lost in the petty and meaningless quarrels. Thus, the poet, thus the writer shows by portraying the three characters of Lomov, Natalia, and Shubukov. He shows how sometimes the important matters of life, like the proposal of marriage, they get lost in the petty. Petty means small. Petty means small. How important matters get lost in the small and meaningless quarrels, as he has uh, expressed through the quarrel between Lomov, Natalia Shubkov, uh, on the topic of their ownership of meadows and superiority of their dogs. So, the one act play is based on the theme of vanity and false sense of pride. So, students, today we have completed the theme of the one act play marriage proposal. Learn it because this is very important question. Tomorrow we will continue with the next lecture. Thank you. Thank you very much.